I think we better move on to our last play, which will be from Dennis Fish, who is going to show us a window into the universe.
Yes, Gwyneth Rauch is playing Katie, and Robert Ashton is playing Daniel. A man and a woman are sitting at a breakfast table, drinking coffee and nibbling on their breakfast.
I was lying in bed last night thinking about the number 127.
Why would you be lying in bed thinking about the number 127?
I was born on a Thursday, Thor's Day, the day of thunder.
That doesn't explain why you were thinking about 127. When I'm lying in bed thinking, it's usually about something I'm concerned about, maybe something I've forgotten to do. I can't recall thinking about a number.
Well, maybe you should try thinking about numbers. They're magical. No, wait, not magical. They are windows into the nature of the universe.
And why specifically was the window into the universe last night 127?
I was born at 1:27 a.m.
Okay.
on a Thursday.
But what is there to think about? That's simply a fact. You were born at 1:27 a.m. on Thursday.
What is 127? You don't know?
The number after 126?
It's a prime number, silly. It can only be divided by itself. Most numbers can be divided by numbers other than themselves. It's worthy of contemplation.
So it can only be divided by itself, kind of like humans. The only phenomena that can engulf us is us.
Oh my God! Prime numbers are manifestations of the human paradox.
You feel an interest, a kinship with prime numbers because they are you.
I do have a tendency for self-absorption.
A tendency that somehow flatters you.
I like 127 because it represents me. I love numbers. The math behind the periodical table, for example.
Okay, now we're talking. Science, my bailiwick. Numbers with the slightest variation of atomic count shape-shift matter into different forms and different weights and different rates of decay that inevitably shift them into nothingness. Some are benign and some are malignant just because of the numerical composition. Numbers that define the nature of the physical and existential cosmos.
You understand the periodic table's numerical magic. I knew you were remarkable, but now I see how remarkable you are.
Because I know something you know, something you like to pat yourself on the back for.
Exactly. We have so many things we've considered, yet we've been together for a long time, and the periodic table has never come up before.
Because we were patting ourselves on the back for knowing other amazing stuff. You recall that we discovered that the note A4 on the 12-tone scale vibrates at 440 hertz per second. And you asked if it would still be perceptible to the human ear as the note A if it vibrated at 439 hertz per second instead. And I said yes.
Because the human ear can usually only hear a distinction of 240 increments between one note and the next. And this would be one of 440 increments, making the notes sound almost identical to the original because of the mathematical limitations of perception.
I asked why that was important, and you said that
439 is a prime number.
You see a pattern here. And if you add the frequencies for the notes C and D, you have A minor. In my mind, the most beautiful triad on the piano. 3 numerical tones that played in unison once perceived, released a panoply of hormones into the bloodstream and nurture a sense of melancholic satisfaction on the mind and body.
And what are the frequencies of the notes middle C and E?
In relationship to A4, C is 262 hertz and E is 330.
Make them 439, 263, and 331, and they are all prime numbers.
Given that the human ear can't generally distinguish such a small difference, they still sound exactly like a regular A minor triad to our ears and heart and mind, even though they also contain the perfection of prime.
And our ears and heart and mind approve because they are prime numbers working in synchronicity, numbers that extend to infinity and beyond and can only be divided by themselves. Just like that.
Damn.
Oh, damn indeed.
I almost had a, well, you know.
Are you in a refractory period?
Metaphorically, yes.
Me too.
Oh, numbers.
Prime numbers.
I feel like I need a cigarette.
Me too.
Yet we don't smoke.
You are special.
By which you mean you are special. A self-compliment which I take as a personal compliment. You are truly special.
By which you mean you are special, which I take as a compliment.
Which was the intent.
Our bond is like a Mobius strip, two planes merging into one in an infinite illusory loop of synchronicity and mathematical whimsy.
My heart is fluttering. I love you, Miss Mathematical Marvel.
I love you, Professor Polymath.
Quick, what is the square root of 12?
What, 11.26? And not just a square root, it's my birthday.
Kismet.
Kiss me.
They kiss passionately, then stare into each other's eyes.
Before we head to work, Kate,
Yes, Daniel?
we overdrew the checkbook again.
End of play.
Fantastic. Good Robert, thank you for the great reading. Dennis, amazing.
Just a quick correction. It was a square root of 127.
Yeah, I thought that was,
Yeah.
I thought it was a little weird. It says how can 11.1 be the square root of 12?
Oh, well, yeah. About it.
Well, it was also another correction that it should be phenomenon, but I forgot to say it. Then it's not phenomena. Plural.
I know I'm not supposed to talk, but that acting is incredible. Wow. Great job.
Fantastic. And comments for Dennis.
And since we're being picky, 127 is a Mersenne prime. I'm surprised you didn't bring that up.
Yeah.
Went something about the golden mean in there.
Yes, nothing like geeking out with prime numbers and musical tones. Which, yes, the human ear doesn't hear it very well unless you play them both at the same time, and then you'll be able to tell by the beats.
Mhm.
The beat goes on.
Yep.
And the beat goes on.
I went down that rabbit hole on YouTube today, actually.
Any thoughts about Dennis specifically for the play and, going back to the questions that we usually ask characters, dialogue, plot, premise, etc., staging issues and so on?
No staging. I loved it.
Yeah.
But I'm weird.
I thought it was really fun. I've been thinking it as a geriatric version of Big Bang Theory.
Hey, watch it with that geriatric.
Thank you for the
comment, yeah.
geriatric. Yes.
The dialogue works very well. Prime numbers always did that to me too.
I think it's there's a
That's too much information, Dan.
Ah,
seems to be a consensus that people really enjoyed this play, Dennis.
Mhm.
All right, Dennis, what do you want to tell us about it?
I've been reading a biography of Mike Nichols, who was one of the people who helped start the predecessor of the Second City. He was in the Compass Players, he and Elaine May, and I wanted to play around with doing something like Second City might have done in 1959. So that's what I was up to.
Fantastic, and thank you for bringing it in.
Really fun.
good job.
I want to see this on stage. I do want to see this one performed.
Mhm.